The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Andy Ruiz. Are you buying his excuses that he came in overweight, he could have done better in training camp, and would that have made a difference? I'm going to start this one off with G.
Alright, yes and no. Alright, I'm gonna give my conspiracy bag. This is what I truly believe. He didn't train at all, right? His father and his trainer told us, they wanted him at a particular stage, and he just wasn't doing it. He was, partying, doing what he had to do, having fun. They were like, he was training on his own, running on his own. He wasn't working out with the team, So what I honestly believe is he was like, I'm going to purposely take this L. Who cares? And we're just going to do a trilogy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is my theory. Let me finish. We're going to just do a trilogy. Because think about it. And I've been saying this for the longest, right? AJ is the money machine in the heavyweight division, right? If Ruiz just beats this dude for second go around, he's not going to walk away with all of these millions again like that. So it's like, if you run a trilogy, you could possibly get more millions, and then you could do what you got to do in the United States. That's the most delusional.
Bro, I thought you were the worst.
Maybe so.
Wow.
But because it doesn't make sense to me, right? To know that a guy had so much to lose after winning so much. Ruiz literally
it
just
doesn't make sense to you?
Yo,
bro, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't I say before this, I said, is it the same Ruiz? He got money now. He got a Rolls Royce. He has a mansion. Does he have the same fire? He said to me, that'll make more fire. I keep telling you, bro. You know what your problem is? I'm going to tell you your problem right here. And it's going to be evident on camera because it's already being exposed. You have survivor's bias. If you don't know what that is, look it up.
I already know what that is.
Okay, that's what you have. That's why you always make mistakes. Go ahead.
I'm going to say this. Thank you for cutting me off.
Okay,
but with Ruiz's performance, right, I seen no improvements. Actually, I felt like he actually digressed in the second fight versus the first fight, And so, to me, I felt like he didn't necessarily care because immediately when the fight was over, he ran to AJ while AJ was getting interviewed, and what he said, run it back, right? Why? Because that was his game plan all along. I'll take this L just to get a couple more millions. Just to get a couple more millions.
AJ,
you know what I'm saying? No, but what I'm saying, when AJ was doing his interview, Ruiz comes in and just started immediately talking about rematch.
Because he's begging for a fight.
Because to be honest with you, me personally, I actually don't want to see part 3. Because that was such a poor performance from Ruiz's side that it's like, I don't even know if that's really going to sell.
If what you're saying is true, you should want to see a part 3. If
you
believe he didn't train, if you believe he threw the fight. So this is what I mean. Logically.
No. But listen, I'm not invested in Ruiz like that. I'm a Wilder guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this was a Wilder dude, if it was Wilder versus AJ, then yeah, obviously. But this is Ruiz, so it's like, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hopefully, if he could get the part 3, hey, salute to you, Ruiz. I hope you do better this time, this go around for all the American and Mexican fans out there. But if not, I'm like, hey, this is what it is. You had a good run. You know what I'm saying?
But how can you hop off his bandwagon so fast? See, this
It's
is what
not
I mean
a
about
bandwagon.
this is what I mean about
What are you
holding people.
talking
This is
about?
what I mean about holding people's feet to the fire, right? You're not a Ruiz guy, so you're not vested in Ruiz, but you bet on Ruiz. Okay, cool. I get it. You just took the bet, right? But it's one thing. But you said AJ. So bet on Ruiz is one thing, right? But you said AJ got no chin. You said AJ was soft.
For one, I never said AJ got no chin. That never came out of my mouth. You know
How did you think Ruiz was gonna win?
Huh?
How did you think Ruiz was gonna win?
I thought Ruiz was gonna win by knockout.
So you saying?
But that doesn't mean AJ has no chin.
Yo, bro, if I'm saying someone's gonna get knocked out,
that doesn't mean you got no chin.
He said a lucky, never lucky punch from the guy.
Okay, if I say someone's gonna get knocked out, I'm saying that person has no chin.
What?
That's what.
Nah.
Yes, bro.
That's what me and you different.
No, you just listen. I'm having a hard time believing that Andy Ruiz, in the back of his head, he said, I'm going to lose this fight because I know there's going to be a third fight and I know I can make money.
Because this guy's the cash cow.
You know what I'm saying? He's not going to, he's not going to throw it. He was outboxed. Andy Ruiz, I think he went in there like, okay, he's slimming down, so I'm gonna put on more weight. This is what fighters do. And so when I hit him again in the back of the head, you know what I'm saying, he'll go down again. He tried to repeat what happened, and it just didn't happen like that. I'm not gonna believe any of the excuses or not. I'm just gonna I have more respect for AJ.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought about it. I just sat back and thought about it. Like, you know what? I was really critiquing AJ like really hard. I was really hard on AJ. You know what I'm saying? And I shouldn't have been. I should have been actually praising him more, because all these other guys, including Andy Ruiz, they have the experience. They've been boxing longer.
Mm-hmm.
They had the amateurs.
Mm-hmm.
They've developed their skills in the amateurs. This man just developed his skills on the job.
For real.
There's a whole different level of respect you got to give this man now. This ain't fighting 40 fighters of bums and 100 amateur fights. This is a guy who is learning to fight tough guys, tough professionals on the job. You got to look at him like he's like out of worldly special right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wasn't thinking about it at first. I was just looking at him like, oh, you know, this kid, but I didn't take the time to really think about it. Like, damn, like he only has this amount of fight. And these are the people, you see his resume, you like, yo, he fought Klitschko.
Everybody.
Yo, you got to understand, we threw him in there with Klitschko, with no experience. None of this amateur background that all these other guys have. This kid he's just learning on the job. Yo, you gotta like this. I like him even more now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how I feel about the heavyweight division. I have a different interest in the heavyweight division now, because I have a certain different respect for AJ now. It's different, like when you really sit back and think about, damn, what this kid really accomplished in so little time. You got to sit back and be like, damn.
He's had half the amount of fights as Wilder.
Like, you really, like, all hate aside. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to sit back, like, as a human. You have to sit back and be like, this is what this kid has been able to accomplish in this little a time. He's special. He's special. Like, forget everything else. If you're a Wilder fan, if you're a Tyson Fury fan, if you're an Andy Ruiz fan, just think about your fighters, what they have been doing in their amount of time, and what this young man has been able to accomplish in this short of time. This kid is special, man. Like, he really is. You know what I'm saying? And I apologize for being so tough on the kid. You know what I'm saying? Because I really had to sit back and think. I was like, yo, that is impossible. That's
just to put things in proper perspective, like what you're saying, in his 17th fight, he fought Vladimir Klitschko.
That's crazy.
Listen,
you know
when Wilder won the title from Bermane Stiverne, was like his 33rd fight, and his team said he's a baby champion and he can't fight Klitschko yet. So let's be real. Like, that's why I said, when you get caught up in a moment and you overlook the history, you start doing crazy stuff.
And I'm guilty, because when I got caught up in trying to see the biggest fights and thinking about, like, hey, this is not like the golden era of boxing. I was so disgusted with the heavyweight division, right? I overlooked this kid's accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? And I apologize to AJ, because we're getting a chance to see something special right here in this young man. You know what I'm saying? And he still has more time to put on other fights.
I'm just gonna go into. I'll let Ned go, just because Ned. I have no clue where Ned's gonna go with it. But just jumping in with what you're saying. Yo, at some point, people just gotta be real with themselves. Like, you know what they say, like, accepting something's the first step. Like, denial is like, you're never gonna reach a point. Like, people can be in denial. If you feel like Ruiz was out of shape and he wasn't training, how did he go 12 rounds? If you believe that Ruiz wasn't really trying to win the fight, then why did he get dirty in the clinches? Why was he hitting behind the back of the head? Why was he hitting? Why was he putting his forearm in Joshua's throat? I mean, come on. You saw the embarrassment on Ruiz's face when they announced the decision and they announced the scores. Like, you got to be real with yourself, man. At some point in life, you just got to accept things for what they are. You know, and people can and try to make up all the excuses to deny what's real. But what's real is Joshua outclassed him. And Joshua outclassed a guy who's been boxing since he was 6 years old. Joshua didn't stop boxing until later on in his life. And like Trill said, these guys are all fighting longer than him. What he's doing is learning on the job. Yo, look at the improvement you saw in Anthony Joshua from June 1st to December 7th. I've never seen that type of improvement in a fighter in that span of time.
I haven't seen that in a heavyweight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Out of these new heavyweights, you name me a heavyweight who has showed some improvement in that short of time. I'm seeing all these other heavyweights looking like they're getting worse. You know
I saw the so-called,
this is crazy.
antagonist for Anthony Joshua get outboxed by the second oldest man attempting to win the heavyweight. So the man attempted to become the second oldest heavyweight to win the title. I saw him get outboxed for 6 rounds by that guy. Yo, here's the difference though. I mean, we'll get into that in the podcast. Tune into our podcast. Service. Yes, exactly. You can watch us on iTunes, Spotify. Listen, I'm gonna go in with some real stuff. But for right now, I'm just gonna let it be because on the podcast we have more time to get in. But yo, if you want to be real, I haven't seen this type of boxing skill in a heavyweight in a long time. And Joshua improved from June 1st to December 7th. Like this, Joshua is in a class with Floyd Patterson, Muhammad Ali, and Lennox Lewis. Now Anthony Joshua are the only heavyweights to recapture the heavyweight title in a direct rematch. Not taking a tune-up in between, losing, and immediately getting the guy who beat them and recapturing the belt. Floyd Patterson, Muhammad Ali, Lennox Lewis, now Anthony Joshua. That's to tell you the class that Anthony Joshua's in. Go ahead.
Alright, I'm not buying any of those excuses Andy Ruiz gave because all the press conferences, even though he wasn't disrespectful, he showed that he was respecting Anthony Joshua's training and improvements. We all saw in like September how much weight Anthony Joshua had lost. And Andy Ruiz, he was like, it doesn't matter. I still have his number. He's not a good fighter. I'm gonna knock him out.
Robotic.
Yeah.
He's robotic.
It's gonna be the same result we saw in June.
He's not a good boxer.
Andy Ruiz showed no respect for Joshua when he came in and stepped on that scale at 283 pounds. My thoughts, what I think was running through AJ's head when he saw that or heard the weight was, this guy's disrespectful.
I know why he gained the weight.
Yeah.
Trill's right. Here's why he gained the weight, so he can take Joshua's punch.
Mm-hmm.
He knew. Yo, he could say whatever he want. His eyes went in his head on June 1st.
Yeah.
He knew he was going to be lighter. He knew he needed to be able to take his punch.
And he wanted to have some weight on him,
Yep.
so when he could, because he knew that AJ was losing weight, so he wanted to have some weight, so he could.
And
get
he
a bigger
also
guy.
knew that AJ was going to clinch with him.
Yeah.
So he wanted to be the stronger guy in the clinch. He knew foot speed, he couldn't keep up with AJ.
Yeah.
So here's what he wanted. He wanted more weight to absorb AJ's shots because AJ can punch. He also knew he wasn't going to lose his hand speed if he put on more weight because he's been big his whole life.
Yeah.
His hand speed is unreal. Like have a guy that big with that hand speed is unreal. So he knew he was going to have the hand speed regardless of the weight. He felt the weight could be beneficial in absorbing punishment, power, and taking control of the clinch. So don't let anyone tell you that this weight wasn't strategic because it was.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yo, can I add? This is why I do give AJ the credit because I believe what Ruiz was doing was banking on AJ slowing down in the later rounds, but AJ never slowed down. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, that's why I said I started off with my conspiracy, but then y'all lost your minds and cut me off.
Now,
Because I was going to give the real, but I had to start off with my conspiracy because I'm like, maybe I'm hoping Ruiz is just like, yo, we're trying to set up that trilogy. Who cares? So I'm just gonna come in sloppy. But really looking at this strategy, if I had to justify why he gained that weight, was because he's like, hey, I know AJ is gonna be utilizing the jab and moving around, but I think he was hoping that he's not gonna maintain that pace for the entire fight. And in the later rounds, that's when he's gonna capitalize. But AJ literally maintained that pace the whole fight. So his strategy clearly didn't work. But that's why I'm bothered because I still wouldn't do that strategy if I was Ruiz. You know what I'm saying? Like, why come in heavier? That's my frustrations. You know what I mean? Like everything else, like I could give y'all that. But he chose to come in heavier. And that's my problem. Like, come on, fam. What kind of strategy is that? Clearly your coach and your father didn't agree with it. So it's like, are you making plans on your own without consulting your team? And that's what it's like frustrating.
They all say they don't agree with it now.
But they would have said.
Nah, but they said it beforehand. Like we've seen videos with the trainer saying like, oh, Andy's, gaining weight. He's not really training. I want him back in the gym. So, and at first I thought that was
I heard Manny Robles say he was losing weight. He felt lethargic. He felt sluggish. He didn't feel like himself. So they had him put the weight back on. And that they're not going based off of weight. They're going based on how he feels, how he's performing in the gym. He had sparring partners who were dancing around. He had Gerald Washington in there in his camp, and that he was looking good in camp. I saw his public workout. He looked fast. He didn't look tired. He didn't look tired last night. He just looked outclassed.
There was no excuses from this camp. There was no excuses from Andy Ruiz. They were eating tacos with the Prince. He had a game plan to land the punch from the gods. That was his game plan versus AJ's game plan of sticking and moving, floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee. You know what I'm saying? And AJ's game plan won. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it came down.
And even if this whole weight thing was real, I really believe something happened with Joshua on June 1st in Madison Square Garden. But he's never revealed it. He's never made an excuse. He's never tried to take away from Andy Ruiz's victory.
He's gonna sell that in his documentary.
As soon as Andy Ruiz,
because of his own book.
As soon as Andy Ruiz lost, he couldn't wait to say, "I was overweight. I was overweight." He couldn't wait to say that.
That's what I was saying. It's
no class.
Yeah,
no class.
Definitely no class. Thank you for watching Boxing Bros.
Please like us. You didn't get to fix it. I did cut you off. Pardon me.
It's alright. I'm kind of like lost in it. Like, Andy gave the fight. Like, I thought you were gonna. Like, I told G after AJ wins the 7th round, because he won all the rounds before that. Andy's gonna realize the fight is not in his favor, and he has to come in and take off AJ's head, and it's gonna be AJ winning by knockout. But Andy just came in and just continued to fight that same fight from the first round.
He tried
to round 12.
Best round.
Eighth round. That's the only round I gave.
And then rest is history. So I'm gonna give it off the trails now.
You already. Please like and subscribe. Tell us how you feel in the comment section, and check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It's the Boxing Bros, and you can also check us out on our podcast on all streaming services: Spotify, iTunes. It's the Boxing Bros.
He's robotic. He can't punch. I've been with Manny Robles.
Man, listen, they gotta put some respect on the boy AJ's name.
Yeah, robot outboxing.